3 World Cups, that has scored the most career goals, that has stopped a war with his soccer skills. The only soccer player that has done these things is the Brazilian soccer legend, Pelé. Hi, I'm Ruchir, and I'm in 8th grade at Bakerville Middle School. I love sports, like soccer. Let's start this off by talking about Pelé's birth, family, and childhood. Pelé was born on October 23rd in 1940 in Três Coracoes, Brazil. Pelé's family nicknamed him Dico, but his real name is Edson Arantes do Nascimento. Pelé's father was a minor league soccer player, and his mother did a small job. He has 2 younger siblings. His brother is named Zica, and his sister is named Maria. His family grew up in poverty, and they could not afford to buy a soccer ball, so he practiced soccer with grapefruits and a stock stuffed with newspapers. Let's move on to talk about Pelé's education. What many people do not know is that Pelé is just a nickname, and it's an unwanted one. He earned it in school when he mispronounced his favorite player, Vasco da Gama goalkeeper Pelé, as Pelé. Due to this, kids at school started calling him Pelé, and it obviously stuck. Pelé ended his education in 4th grade and turned his life to focus on work and soccer. Now, let's talk about Pelé's youth life. Pelé learned soccer from his father, whose career ended because of a knee injury. He formed a team called the Shoeless Ones with his friends, and they participated in a local tournament in which they did very well. After that, scout Waldemar de Brito took Pelé to Santos to try out for the Santos Football Club. He barely made the junior team, but after a few outstanding camps, he moved up to the pro team and became the highest scorer in the entire league. I quote Pelé when he said, "Enthusiasm is everything. It must be taught and vibrating like a guitar string." Everyone has to start working somewhere. Pelé started by playing for the Brazilian national team. At the age of just 16, Pelé was chosen to represent Brazil in the sport of soccer. He scored his first goal for Brazil in 1957 against Argentina. He scored his first World Cup goal against Wales in the 1958 World Cup. Because that was the only goal in the game, Brazil advanced to the semifinals and also the finals of that World Cup. In that game, he became the youngest player to ever play in a World Cup finals match. He scored 2 goals and he helped Brazil beat Sweden 5-2 and win the World Cup. Pelé was declared a national treasure by the Brazilian president, so he could not go out of the country and be signed by foreign clubs such as Manchester United. A truly amazing thing that happened in 1967 is that the 2 sides of the Nigerian Civil War agreed to a 48-hour ceasefire, or in other words, they agreed to stop fighting their war for 2 whole days, just so that they could watch Pelé play an exhibition match in Laos. Pelé scored his 1,000th goal in 1969. This milestone is known as O Milésimo, or the 1,000th. Pelé retired in 1977 after playing with the New York Cosmos for 2 years. We will now talk about Pelé's marriage and children. Pelé has 3 wives. His first wife was Rosemary dos Reis Trobi until 1982. His second wife was Asiria Lemos Sexias until 2008. Pelé's current wife is Marcia Aoki. He has 7 total children. Everyone makes mistakes, and Pelé is no different. He made a mistake in the 1958 World Cup by getting himself injured. This happened because he did not listen to his coach, and he went out of formation, and that resulted in him colliding with his own teammate. As a result of that, he was sidelined for most of the 1958 World Cup. Another mistake that Pelé has made is predicting that Colombia would win the World Cup in 1994. Instead of this, the exact opposite happened. Colombia was eliminated in the first round of that World Cup. Another terrible prediction that Pelé has made is predicting that Brazil would not make it past the first round of the 2002 World Cup. Again, the exact opposite happened. Brazil won the championship. As a result of these, and a few other bad predictions, Pelé is known as a jinx when he is predicting soccer games. We will now discuss times that Pelé was criticized for his work. Pelé was criticized on social media for telling protesters to get off the streets and stop rioting because prices were too high and instead focused on soccer. Pelé's style of play, the jinga, was criticized by fans and coaches all over the world because they thought that this was the sole reason that Brazil lost the World Cup in 1950. Along with that, Pelé was criticized for not listening to his coaches in Santos. Everyone has different views and opinions on everything, and that sometimes may result in rejection. Pelé was rejected from many major soccer clubs that he had tried out for in Sao Paulo. Pelé's style of play, the jinga, was also rejected by his coaches. Pelé's ideas about jinga were also rejected when he tried to bring it back to Brazil after they had been trying to avoid it for almost 8 years. Now, let's put all the negativity aside and talk about some of Pelé's outstanding achievements. Pelé is the only player to have ever won 3 World Cups. He holds the record for scoring the most career goals, which is 1,281. Along with that, he also has the record for scoring the most career hat-tricks, which is 92. He is the youngest player to ever score in a FIFA World Cup. Pelé once said, "Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do." Pelé not only has these great achievements, but has some awards to reward him for them. Some of these are the FIFA Presidential Award and the Footballer of the Century. He received the International Peace Award in 1978. Pelé is now part of the National Soccer Hall of Fame. I will talk about why I chose to do my speech about Pelé. Pelé had to be very determined and has overcome many obstacles to arrive at where he is now. Also, Pelé's soccer skills are widely spread all across the globe, but many things, personal things about Pelé, are not known. I have learned a lot of things from confidence class, such as to slow my speaking and to be much louder than I usually am. As a result of these, my presentation skills have improved drastically after going through the experience. I would like to take this moment to thank the Honorable Judge, Mrs. Rubin, for being here today, my coach, Ms. Biddy, for helping me improve, my mentor, Connell, for helping me every step of the way, my parents, for doing everything they could to put me here, and lastly, you guys, the audience, for taking your wonderful time off this Saturday and coming to listen to our speeches. Thank you.